A bright light shines from the top left onto a dark blue nighttime sky. Text, spotlight on visual impairment professions. A woman exits the passenger side of a vehicle and unfolds a long white cane.
All of us learn in a variety of ways.
She ascends a staircase.
We learn through observation, engaging with peers, and of course, through more formalized education like trainings and school.
A man uses an accessible pedestrian signal.
However, whether we intend to or not, we often design our tools and resources from a visual perspective. This can make it difficult for adults and children who navigate the world relying minimally on vision, or with no vision at all.
A young man traverses a sidewalk with a long white cane.
Navigating the world without vision requires a skill set with which most teachers and therapists are not familiar.
A boy with a long white cane at a hallway railing.
Fortunately, there are professions with this expertise.
The boy sits with two adults.
As a teacher of students with visual impairments, you ensure students can access information in their classrooms and teach skills to maximize their independence.
The boy manipulates a squeeze bottle and sandwich bread.
As an orientation and mobility specialist, you focus on teaching skills that enable people with vision loss to travel as safely and independently as possible.
Outdoors, a man learns to travel with a long white cane.
As a vision rehabilitation therapist, you teach independent living skills, assistive technology, and Braille to people of all ages.
A youngster uses a refreshable Braille display.
For anyone that is looking to enter the field and become a teacher of the visually impaired,
Erica Tinsley.
I will say that you have flexibility, so you're not a typical teacher that stands in front of a group of students, but you have the flexibility of going to different sites, into different classroom environments to choose the lessons that you want to teach, the skills that you want to reinforce with your students. You have the opportunity to learn about different technologies that are available for students with visual impairments. So many opportunities. So again, it's not the typical teacher, but it is a teacher plus.
Al Kaufman.
Doing an orientation and mobility, one of the things is making sure people stay safe. One of the things I taught one of my 6th graders this year was just how to tie his shoe, because nobody had done that before. You might think that's not part of orientation and mobility, but that's part of traveling safely. If you trip over your shoelace, that's a problem. So just being able to do that and seeing the gratitude on his face, the gratitude on his mother's face when she found out he could tie his shoes was fantastic. Been in this field long enough now where kids that I have had for 10 or 12 years have graduated college and come back to me and thanked me for being able to get through college and knowing how to get around on campus and things like that, that just, otherwise they wouldn't have been doing. So it's very rewarding in the short term and when you see somebody cross the street for the first time, and in the long term when someone comes back to you and says, "Hey, thanks, I just got this job with IBM and I'd probably be living at home right now if I hadn't have received the help that I got."
Outside, Al and a student high five.
As a vision professional, you become a mentor, a coach, and an advocate. You enable students and clients to have access to opportunities to reach their goals and live a meaningful life.
Diane Colburn.
I help people who are visually impaired stay safe in their home environments. That was anywhere that they lived. It could be where they worked. It could be where they did after school activities. And I loved it because I could work with teenagers to older adults to families with younger students and teaching them those important skills that really impacted them later on in their lives. And I would recommend this to anyone who wants to make a difference and be impassioned every day. And every day is a new adventure. And being able to work with people in that one-to-one environment there's nothing like it.
Lee Sonnenberg.
There is a growing demand for these professionals. You can work in a public school system, you can work in a federal or a state agency, even in a local nonprofit. All you need is a degree, and there's almost immediate placement in a job. The world is wide open for you.
Lee is the executive director of AER BVI.
This is what you would get to do as a teacher of students with visual impairments, an orientation and mobility specialist, and a vision rehabilitation therapist.
An older man opens an oven door while holding a towel. AER, Association for Education and Rehabilitation of the Blind and Visually Impaired. www.aerbvi.org/vision professionals. Credits scroll including executive producer Don Russa, senior producer Larry Cohen, segment producer Jonathan Kafir, director Salila Porat.